Okay, today I'm changing the PTU fluid in my 2014 Taurus Police Interceptor. So I already have the drain plug pulled out. Looks like this. Mine's a 1/4 inch Allen. Just got the magnet on the end there. I already cleaned it off. It had some junk on it, but it wasn't too bad. So basically the drain plug is right there. You can see it. Just use an Allen wrench to come right out, and I put this little, bent this little sheet metal, piece of sheet metal, and I have a magnet here that basically holds it on in place, and then so I don't make a mess, and actually was able to get every single drop out without getting any on the exhaust pipes and right into my bucket. Coat the threads here before I put the plug back in with some of this pipe dope. It's good for oils and gases. Just put a little bit on the threads, put it back up in. All right, got the drain plug back up in there with my 1/4 inch Allen. Cleaned up all the gear oil that was dripping off over there. Ready to fill it up now. So in order to fill it from the top, via the gravity, I had to extend the vent tube like a lot of the guys online show. So I used a 5/16 fuel line, and reaching up from under here, you basically have to just feel for it. You can see the line. The fitting comes right off the top. There's a nipple on top of the PTU that the 5/16 fuel line that you have to push on. And then I route it up to the top. I'll show you in the second video here. I hesitate to even mention capacities because I've looked online and I get various numbers. I'm actually reading straight from my manual, and it says it takes 18 ounces. Now, I pulled out, now the lines got bumped here, but I basically have about 12 ounces of fluid that I took out, and I didn't lose a drop, so obviously there's probably still a few ounces still left inside the PTU down at the bottom that I couldn't get out, so I'm gonna put in 12, the same amount that I took out. And I'm gonna put in, I just use Mobile One synthetic 75, maybe 140. So this is the top view of my extended hose. Now this fuel filter is just probably a temporary vent. I didn't like the factory one, and I'll probably end up and just get an axle vent like I use on my F250. But I extended the 5/16 line, and to get down there, to route it and stuff, it's gonna be a lot easier to take off the air cleaner and everything. This video isn't about that, so I'm just gonna show you where I do it. I route it up here, and then this is how I fill it, and I'll show you that. So I use one of these fill funnels that has a shutoff valve that you can twist. So basically took the tube it comes with, I took it off, put this black short piece of hose on, and I use this barb fitting, put in there, and then that barb fitting will go right into my 5/16 vent line that I extended. So here I have my fill device hooked up to my vent hose. It comes up here, and actually there's a nice little clip on my hood. I can zip tie it and it holds it up. I know they sell the gear oil in a bag. You can use it like an IV. This works just as well. So the one thing to remember is, since you're filling it through the vent tube, the air that is required to get pushed out in order for the fluid to go in has to come up through the same tube. So a lot of guys will heat the gear oil up. You can do it however you want. I filled up the kitchen sink with hot water and let the bottle sit in there. Don't tell my wife. And another thing I found is, if you kind of just tap on it, put a little vibration on it, it helps the bubbles come up, kind of like burping a baby. And every once in a while you'll see a couple big bubbles come up out of there. But it takes time, but it'll slowly drain in there. Make sure you get it all in.